Hello viewers, and welcome to part 2 of this 2019 Honda Accord dual Sundown Infinite Baffle project. Alright guys, so let's dive right in.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**.
Now we're going to go ahead and remove this glove box so we can access the ANC module and disconnect it. It's pretty easy to take out. First of all, you need to remove this panel. It is the side panel over here, so you need to take this out. It's just a couple clips, and then once that the side panel is out, you also need to remove this piece, which sits right over here like this. All right, so it's also a couple clips, so no screw or anything. You take it out. As you can see, it's just a couple of clips holding it in place. And once you have those two pieces out, now you have access to 3 fill-ups up here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So that's 3 fill-ups. And then underneath here, underneath here, there's also 2 more fill-ups. So this is 1, and there's another one on the other side over there. So you remove those 2. It's these ones here, okay? 2 of these are gonna be up here under the glove box, and then 3 of these are gonna be over here. And then once you have those 5 screws out, the glove box should come out very easily. You just need to pull it out, okay? And there we go. So that's your glove box out. You just need to unplug this switch right there, and the glove box is out. All right, that's the plug that I just removed. And up here, guys, that's our ANC module. So you want to disconnect this module because it's going to mess around with you when you install the subwoofer in here. So that's the plug for it. You just need to disconnect it like this, and that's it. Okay, let's go ahead and remove our center console here. It's a lot of work to get to the factory amplifier on this vehicle. There's 2 screws over here that needs to come out. There are 2 screws behind the vent at the back that needs to come out. And once you have those 4 screws out, there's also 2 other screws, one here and one over here. Then the whole thing can slide toward the back of the vehicle. And once it slides over, our factory amplifier is right there. This vehicle has a 10-channel output amplifier, so we need to pick what output of the amp we're gonna have to connect our LOC to, either the front stage, or we can also go to the subwoofer directly out of the amplifier here, as long as we're getting the frequencies that we need to get. So now we're gonna go ahead and play our pink noise. As you can see here, we have our pink noise ready to go on the screen there. All right, so we're gonna play our pink noise here, and as it is right now, we are connected to the subwoofer output of this amplifier, okay? And as you can see right there, it is connected. So we're gonna play the pink noise, which is a full spectrum, and we'll see what frequency are going through over here. Okay, so let's play our pink noise. There we go. We connected, but as you can see here, our signal is very strong in between 31 hertz, 40 hertz, 50 hertz. At 63 hertz, you can tell it started dropping a little bit, because this 63 is not as strong as 50 or 40, for example. So 63, we know it's still there, but we started dropping somewhere right before 63. And that being the case, this crossover has got to be at 60 hertz. Since we're doing infinite baffle, we do not even want to go all the way to 80 hertz. So this is actually the perfect frequency range for us. Okay, already. All right, guys, so just for the sake of it, I decided to go ahead and plug our RTA on the front speaker anyways, just so you guys can see why in some scenario it's not actually a good idea to grab your subwoofer input off of your front door. This vehicle is a good example to demonstrate that, because the front door does not have the full spectrum. Okay, so here we are still playing our same test tone. I did connect our RTA input to the front speaker off of the amplifier over there. Okay, and again, that's our same cable coming here. So the 50-40 hertz and below are not really at the full strength on this front speaker. As you guys can see here, if you grab your subwoofer input off of this, say you put your low pass filter at 80 hertz for example, you're going to be playing some music. You may be thinking that this is playing good, while in reality you're not really playing the low frequency, because somewhere around 50-40 you're not getting the full strength of your signal over there. It's already on the slope, so it's already dropping. So based off of this RTA signal here, we can tell that at 60 hertz our subwoofer is actually dropping while the front stage speaker is picking up. And that's how, if you combine the two of them, you're gonna get the full spectrum all over here. And then this area here is gonna be for the tweeter. Don't worry about the little discrepancy with the graph here. It's due to the factory EQ. Okay, so we're gonna use our subwoofer output off of this factory amplifier and then feed our LOC with it. We gotta stop our pink noise. We're good to go here. We're using our subwoofer output. Homeowners is now building the frame for our infinite baffle. We need a steel frame on this thing because it needs to be very strong. All right, so right now he's working on that.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
Alright, quick test fitting here just to make sure that everything is right. All the holes are lining up, and indeed everything is perfectly on point. So let's keep grinding here, guys.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
And over here we have the bolt that we're gonna use to tighten the frame to the vehicle.
Do it all myself.
Okay, now that our test fitting is a check all the way around, we can go ahead on the router table here and cut the second baffle and attach the two pieces together.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
Okay guys, so as you can see here, I went ahead in a vehicle and I marked down where our steel frame is going to be in contact with the baffle. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes that we're going to use to bolt the baffle to the frame. Okay,
now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
we're going to go ahead and carpet this baffle now. I put some paint all around, and the paint is going exactly where I'm going to have my seam. So my seam is going to be hidden behind the metal frame. Okay, so that's why I just painted all around, like you can see here. So that's where I'm going to cut my carpet, and it's going to be hidden with the metal frame coming behind it. And also I added the paint all around in here on both subwoofer opening, and the reason for that is because you're going to be able to see that when you open the trunk of the vehicle, so that part is going to be visible. So that's why I wanted to make sure that it's all black and the carpet is going to be on the baffle over here. All right guys, so that's what it is. We're going to go ahead now and put the carpet to it, and that's our front. Okay, all right, so that's the front of it. All right, Upholstery time means new blade, so let's go ahead and replace our blade in.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through.
It's very nice and tight in there, so that's pretty good. Onto the amp rack. I think I'm gonna settle with this layout for my amp rack here. So we're gonna have our Terramp amplifier sitting right as it is looking right now. By the way, let's see. Okay, so on the amp we have the positive on this side, so we may need to move this a little bit toward the back like this. That way we have enough room for the cable to come out and then come up in here. The ground is going to come in the middle here and then come over here. This is the negative, that's the positive. Now on the other side, for the LC2I, our power is going to come out of here, go like this. In between there is going to go up and then come over here, power and ground. And now speaker input is going to come follow the same path and then go up there, because that's where we have our speaker input coming in, same as our power and ground coming in like this. Also guys, one thing that I decided I'm going to start doing is the RCA, guys. I'm just done dealing with extended length of RCA on my amplifier racks. So I decided that from now on, I'm going to start doing my own RCAs. I'm currently doing the RCA that's going to go on this amplifier rack. As you can see on here, I already finished one side. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the second side. So it's fairly easy. So these are 22 gauge thin copper, okay? So let me strip this guy here. All right, this is our connector. So it's gonna go on this one. Let me just unscrew this. There you go. And insert it in there. I want to make sure all the strands are going in, so I do not want anything to be hanging out of the positive terminal. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it up. So our positive is connected. Now what I do with my negative here, I'm gonna twist it just like this. And I'll go ahead and solder it. I just prefer soldering it just to make sure that my connection is going to be dead solid. I'm going to have 2 layers of heat shrink over this. Okay, so I'll push the first one just like so. Put the second one. And here we go. Push my head over it. And then that's our RCA cable. There we go. See, that's why I put the second heat shrink, because I want to make sure that it exits this ring a little bit, just like it is on this side. So just like that, I have my RCA to length. All right.
Never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
And here we have our RCA side that is complete, guys. Alright folks, so here we have a amplifier rack installed in the vehicle. Of course, we're noticing that the screws color don't really match here with our amplifier rack, so we're gonna go ahead and replace those screws. Here we have our power, 0 gauge power coming in out of the power distribution block, powering the amp, and then the second set over here powers the LOC, and out of the LOC we have our amp turn on over here. This is our 8 gauge speaker output going up in there to the subwoofer. So this one is going to be connected to the subwoofer over here once it's done. So as it is right now, it's just hanging. All right, so we have all our 14 holes drilled, ready to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and put our inserts.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help.
Up there, there's a small tiny space where air can actually travel from the trunk over to the cabin, and you don't want any of that. You want to make sure you completely separate the front waves to the back waves. So we're going to seal our baffle like this all around, and then when we apply the metal bracket at the back here, this sound shield is pretty much going to be sandwiched between the baffle and the metal frame that's going to be behind, because the metal frame is going to come and sit around right on top of this one here, all around. So this is how we figured out we're going to seal our trunk here. Okay, I'm going to cut a few more of the sound shield, so apply just like this one here. You must have noticed that we have our seam that is visible all around there, but that is not a problem, because remember, as I was explaining when I was doing the carpeting, our metal frame, which is right here, that's the frame. So that frame is going to sit right on the seams, so we're not going to be able to see nothing once the frame is back on. And there we go, guys. We sealed the top and the bottom. Okay, so like I said, the metal frame is going to sit right on top of that sound deadening, and it's going to squeeze it in between. So 100% sealed. Now with the side is pretty much sealed. There's no space on the side there, so I don't think we're gonna do anything there. It looks pretty tight, so I'm not really concerned about that. My main concerns were the top and the bottom, because there were quite some space left there due to the shape of the trunk, and we were able to deal with that pretty well. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply and put our frame inside now.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help.
First subwoofers in. We have our 2 subwoofers in. It was really hard, guys, to put those subwoofers in. They're super heavy.
Do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fake.